Loss of life and property was huge. The death toll in the region was estimated at 20,000 to 60,000. Among the survivors, half of whom were seriously injured, were the Munjal brothers. Sadanand and Satyanand escaped unscathed, but Dayanand was less fortunate. The building in which they lived collapsed, and while Satyanand managed to escape, Dayanand was buried under the rubble. After 36 hours, he was somehow taken out alive. Dayanand's recovery was slow and painful, and the family suffered with him. He would endure a measure of pain and walk with an awkward gait for the rest of his life. In fact, Dayanand would prove unlucky in terms of accidents even in the future. Soon after the first hero factory came up on 26th April 1958, a large number of steel sheets came crashing down on Dayanand, and he broke his thigh in several places. Quetta recovered too. My uncles went back to work and encouraged my father to apply for a job there. The snag was that all the openings were for office-oriented clerical jobs, and my father was unsure of his chances of getting one. His brothers were mechanics, and family discussions usually revolved around physical work rather than secretarial positions. No one in the family had ever been a desk jockey. To his surprise, the ordnance factory responded to his application and selected him for a clerk's position. At the age of 20, he had managed to get the most prestigious job in the family. My father had learnt an important lesson that would stay with him for the rest of his life. Even if you believe you're not capable, seize the opportunity, because it may well reveal a completely new side of yourself. And when you take a risk, you push yourself harder to succeed. To dream beyond your means takes imagination and courage. My father had both. Throughout his life, people would tell him he was overreaching, but he would remain undeterred. Uncle Satyanand recalled, "Such a lucky chap. We were all on daily wages. He started on a monthly salary. It was very rare in those days." My cousin Vijay, Uncle Dayanand's son, recalls the tough grind as narrated by his father. My father Dayanand, who went on to found a company along with my uncles that would become a global leader, started humbly. He found work as a daily wage worker at the ordnance factory and was paid rupees 1.5 per day, till his salary was gradually regularized to rupees 165 per month, which gave him the confidence to get married in December 1938. Dayanand worked in Quetta till January 1942 and then left for Firozpur and worked at the army canteen store, where he was earning only rupees 4 per day. My father immersed himself in his new workplace. The fact that he faced a vertical learning curve excited him because it gave him an opportunity to prove himself. As my brother Suman says, "Unhone apna bhi kaam karna aur bakiyon ka bhi." He would do his own work and take on the work of others too. My father's supervisor was impressed with his organizational ability, which was reflected in his daily to-do lists. In time, his talents and ability to finish chores ahead of time came to the attention of the British officers posted at the ordnance factory. In pre-partition India, the British were still at the helm of affairs, and their approval was a passport to success. News of my father's resourcefulness and enterprise spread up the ladder of the official hierarchy, and a series of rapid promotions resulted. He bypassed his peers, and a stellar career appeared to be in store. My father always stressed the importance of his stint at the ordnance factory. He said, "It provided me with my first English lessons. From them, the British, I also learnt the importance of discipline at the workplace. I learnt about punctuality. I learnt about commitment and the importance of doing the job at hand. I learnt the basics of managing logistics and materials." One morning, he arrived at the factory to find the door shut. He had reached at 8:01 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. Just 1 minute past the clock, but he was not allowed in and missed a whole day of work. He was never late again. That lesson on the value of time remained with him. All his life, he never took his own or anyone else's time for granted. The most important thing he and his siblings learned, however, was the care and maintenance of bicycles.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.